I want to tell you about a phone call I got suddenly a few years ago. It was a pastor I'd known for a while. He was pastoring the same church in upstate New York for over 20 years, and he was calling to tell me that he had to shut the doors of his church. 20 years of his life. The thing he'd built, the city that he loved, closed. He was broken. You could hear it in his voice. He asked me one question. "Clint, can you help me with the marketing and with the system that you built?" I said yes. We rebuilt the entire system for him. The same man, the same message, the same town. A year later, he reopened the doors. Over 400 people that Sunday. 2 overflow rooms were packed and filled. They had to turn people away. Stay with me here, because the next few minutes, I'm going to show you 3 things. 1, it was actually broken when he closed his doors, and why most business owners have the exact same problem right now, and you don't even know it. Number 2, the 3 changes that we made that filled the room without changing the man, the message, or the town. And number 3, the reason this story matters, even if you've never stepped foot in a church. Now, if we haven't met, I'm Clint. I'm a Techstars Back founder. I own an AI software company and a creative growth agency. This is day 43 of 100 days helping 1,000 business owners add $1 million in revenue to their business. When he closed the doors of his church wasn't broken spiritually. The man hadn't changed. The message hadn't changed. The mission was the same one he'd been carrying for 2 decades. What was broken was something else. The people in his town didn't even know he existed. There was no system to reach them. No outreach that was actually working. No way to follow up with anyone who showed up once. No clear message going out into the community to bring people in. He hadn't pulled back from his calling. He had pulled back from his marketing. And by the time he called me, he wasn't sure those 2 things were even different. Now, I want you to hear me very carefully. This is exactly what's happening in most businesses that I look at right now. The owner is good at what they do. The offer is real. The expertise is there. But the people who need them don't even know they exist. The system to reach them isn't built. The follow-up isn't there. The message isn't getting out. And just like that pastor, they start to think the business is broken. It isn't. The system around them is. When we rebuilt his system, we changed 3 things. Same man, same message, same town. The first change, we rebuilt how he was reaching the community. He had stopped doing outreach. We turned that back on with a real system, and it was digital and it was hot. Consistent presence, consistent message, showing up where his people actually were. If your community doesn't see you regularly, they forget who you are. That's true for a church. It's true for a coaching business. It's true for an agency. It's true for a software company. Change 2 that we made. We changed the message itself. He hadn't changed what he believed. We changed how it sounded to someone who hadn't heard of it before. Most business owners speak the language of their own expertise. Their best buyers don't speak that language yet. If your message only resonates with people who already know you, you have a translation problem, not a marketing problem. Change 3, we built the follow-up. When someone showed up once, we made sure they heard from him again and again. The system was operating without him having to remember every name. Most businesses lose 70% of their growth in the gap. When someone shows interest, they lose those leads. The gap is the system, not a sales gap, not a closing gap, a system gap. A year later, he reopened the doors. Same building, same town in upstate New York. The same man who called me broken 12 months before. That first Sunday, it was jam-packed. Over 400 people, 2 overflow rooms. They turned people away. He hadn't become a different pastor. He hadn't found a different message. He hadn't moved cities. The system reached the people who had been there the whole entire time. Most of them the same year previously when he closed the doors of the other church. That's why I'm telling you this story. If you're a business owner watching this and your growth feels stuck, I don't think you need to become a different operator. I don't think you need a different offer. I don't think you need to start over. You probably need the same thing this pastor needed: a system reaching the right people, a message that translates what you do and the info what they need, and a follow-up that doesn't depend on you remembering. If we'd had this conversation with the pastor 2 years before he closed, he would have never closed his doors. I don't want that to be your story. Here's the thing I want you to do before you watch another video. Pull up your business in your head, ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, are the people who need what I do actually seeing me this week? Number 2, does my message make sense to someone who has never heard of me? And number 3, when someone shows interest, what happens next? Is it automatic? If the answer to any of those is no, that's where your leak is. Not in your offer, not in your skill, not in your market. Same man, same message, same town. Different system, different outcome. If your business is good and you know it's good, but the people who need you don't know you exist, there's a link below. Fill it out, the application, right below this video. We'll map out what that 100 qualified sales calls in 100 days looks like for you and for your situation. If you want to see the full system we built, the same architecture that we ran for this pastor, take a look at day 36. That's where we built the entire 100-day acquisition stack. We laid it out rung by rung. This is day 43 of helping 1,000 business owners add their next $1 million in revenue. If you want to join us in the journey, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next video.